football and entertainment. Obviously, Sunday could be the culmination of that as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it would be cool. It was a week I'm not sure of miracles, but of big football moments. And from our point of view, there could be a big football moment for us as well on the weekend. It would be nice. The week is not over yet, so it's Sunday counts to this week, not to next week. So of course we go for that. But we that's the only, nothing changed really. We knew it before. It's all good. I think most of the people expected me to sit here today and say, okay, after not being in the Champions League final now, it's pretty difficult to become champion. Now we are in the Champions League final. It's still difficult to be champion, and so that's how it is. And but the only thing we can do is to win the game. And in this situation, obviously, it looks like Wolves and Brighton are only like, well, they're there. But City will win and we will win, and then at the end City is champion. But we have there's the game to play, and Wolves with ambitions, because they showed the whole year real ambition. They enjoyed their football. They are seventh in an unbelievable competitive league from getting promoted last year. So it's pretty special. They played wonderful football, a lot of moments. They're difficult to play, good defending, sensational counter-attacking, scoring obviously in the right moments, staying calm and composed in important moments of a game. So it's Nuno's doing an incredible job there, and so that makes our game pretty difficult. And on the other hand side, Brighton, yeah, what can I say? It's their last home game in the Premier League season. They know now they will have another one next year for sure. And how I know this team, they are full of joy for football, so they will try everything as well. So both teams have to win their games. That's what I want to say, and that's not sure in that moment, and so we have to focus on that.
As well as an incredible title race, 4 English sides in the finals of European competition as well. What does that say about the Premier League overall?
I know what people say. Well, I think what people say about it is it's money and stuff like that. But I think if you look at not only the semi-finals, but if you look at the way Tottenham took to the final with all the difficulties after a short summer break, and we are missing a lot of players, stuff like that. It's not about money. It was both. We went through because of our desire, and Tottenham is the same. So it was difficult. I think maybe most people would have expected me involved. The Champions League final would be maybe Man City and against Barcelona. So that then there's only one. England would only on one English side be involved. European League, there was Napoli in, there was a lot of difficult. Valencia obviously was difficult as well. Frankfurt did a wonderful job, but Napoli, I think Atletico from a specific point on, I'm not 100% sure, but really strong sides involved. So, and they are not weaker than we are, or in this competition especially. So yeah, I don't think it will happen a lot of times, to be honest, but this year it's nice. For England, obviously, at least the big clubs in England want to stay with all they have in Europe. You didn't understand that now, because the rest of the country doesn't want that. Yeah, we don't do politics. You don't even understand. Sorry, that's my language. Yeah, I really thought that's a good one.
I'm just going to carry on there.
Yeah.
Just with the injury list at the moment as well, Jürgen, can you bring us up to date with how Mo Salah is? What's the latest with Andy Robertson? Is Jordan Henderson's knee okay? And Firmino as well.
The famous 3 words of this week is in the dressing room, maybe 4 words. It's only pain. Yeah, very important for all the young lads to learn. Said it already to the boys. Hendo said, it's only pain. Robbo said, it's only pain, but it was real pain. Wow. And unfortunately, Robbo could deal with the pain, only the rest of his body not, because he couldn't really activate the muscle anymore. There was some nerve hit or whatever. They should be fine. The other question? But who else? Bobby, yeah, not for the weekend. But, yeah. When we have time, and that should be enough. Mo, looked good around the celebrations after the game. Yesterday he was, the day before yesterday and yesterday he was running outside, and it will be part of training today.
And so 2 more matches and 2 more wins will guarantee you at least 1 trophy. Have you given yourself a moment to think about how you feel about that?
No. Why should I? I knew it before the season. If we win the Champions League final, then we have a trophy. Nothing changed, only that we are now part of it. No, I didn't think that far ahead. And really, it's only Wolves. It's a challenge in a week like this, because you get millions of messages and nobody speaks about the weekend. It's all about unbelievable how you played and stuff like that and all the best and now you do it and blah blah blah, all the things. We play Wolves and we know that and we are focused on that, and that's all. Does make the achievement of Tuesday night only a little bit smaller. It was incredible. For sure, it was for sure one of the best moments in football history, not only Liverpool. That's for sure, but has nothing to do with the weekend. Apart from that, we should be confident enough for the game, but it's always an important part of football. But Wolves want to show that they are not only passengers and that they are a real good football team. And I respect that a lot, so we have to be ready.
And another consistent for you this season has been the consistency in terms of what you do outside of matches. You like to keep doing things the same in terms of the way that you do your training and things like that, and you tweak when necessary. But in a week of improbable moments and miracles and highs and lows for everyone, how do you manage to keep on that consistency, to keep the focus with everybody? You mentioned before about the focus of Bolton Brighton. How do you guys?
Coaches. Oh, who?
Everyone in this football.
Oh, but it's not a real problem. It's just it's a look, as a football player you are and a manager as well. You are used to. Okay, we are not used to moments of glory, but you win from time to time football games. You are used to deal with that, and unfortunately we have to learn pretty early in our lives that how to deal with defeat. So that's what we do. But staying on track is not a problem. We are not kids anymore, so we are adults and we deal with that. The day after, when we came in and was recovery, you can imagine you need a hammer to punch the smile out of the faces, but that's just that's clear. But there's not a day of information. That's a day of recovery and good feeling and coming together and do the right things to bring the boys back on another fitness shape and level. And that's now, yesterday was off. We made the day off for the boys. And so good for them. Today we start again and now prepare the game. It's really, we are not that much in routines that we have to do it always the same way. We reacted the whole year pretty flexible on different things because it was so intense for the boys. So I think we had much more days off on days I would never have done it before in my life as a manager, because just the intensity was so big that I said, okay, come on, stay at home. It's not too good. It's not too cool. Maybe we could train a little bit, but you need to get used to things like that, to the intensity of the league. And this year was again a very intense year. And will be again an intense year. And on the 1st of June, we play a Champions League final. And on the 6th of June, there's a wonderful tournament which is called Nations Cup. And everybody looked at me when I said, that's not such a good idea. And now, whoops, it's a surprise. 2 teams are in the Champions League final and they are English. And if there would be a Dutch team in, then it would be not better, only for another country the problem. So it's just, if we don't learn to deal with our players in a better way, competition-wise, then it's the only chance to kill this wonderful game. Because without the players, it's not a good one. But now other people have to deal with that. It's not Gareth's fault, obviously, but planning something like this and being surprised that 2 top teams are in the Champions League final and a lot of players of these teams are involved in the Nations Cup. That's interesting planning. If we would plan like this, we would be completely surprised every weekend that there's another Premier League game. Yeah, so, and thank God we are not.
Okay, we've got quite a few broadcasters in after the regulars first. Do you guys have anything for you in the video?
It may sound stupid and ridiculous, but you had much sleep because of the intensity, the happiness, the adrenaline, everything from Tuesday night just seems to sort of just keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah, As much as I obviously need to. Yeah, no problem. The time is intense in general, so it was not only the Champions League game didn't make it more intense or whatever. We had to play it anyway. And yeah, after a game like this, I'm completely rather done than the other way around, so it means then I can sleep very well, on pretty early if possible. The only problem is that all the other guys in my age group know that we wake up pretty early, and during the night 3 times as well. So yeah. So yeah, yeah. But no worries. I'm fine.
Anything else, Jules?
Yeah, it was just a quick one, because I was just thinking when you said that in terms of what's happened in Europe this week, it doesn't happen very often, but obviously it's been quite good for 4 teams. In terms of the Premier League title race going forward, I mean, whatever happens, you'll finish on 97, you can't do much more than that. I guess City will finish.
First we have to win.
Yes,
Then
if
it
you
would
win,
be
and if City
97,
win,
yeah.
they will finish on 98. But do you think we'll see that again in the future? Is this like setting a trend now?
There are not enough points that a lot of teams can, in general, a lot of teams can get so many points because other teams will get them as well. I don't know. The only thing is what the difference between City, us, and other teams who are for sure quality-wise not worse. It was consistency. That's why we are. That's why we have the amount of points. That's it. And we pushed each other in this thing. Well, it's so exceptional that you lose only 1 game so far. And City, I don't know. They lost 3. I don't know exactly, but they didn't draw, obviously. So it's really rare. But it's not important that next year again it's for being champion and not for collecting 500 points. If somebody becomes champion with 67 points or 70 points, deserved. It's a difficult season then in another manner. So in this year, another kind. And this year we have to. Obviously, to win each game to have a chance, but I don't know if it will happen a lot more.
Okay, Mike.
Jürgen, Anfield as a stadium and the fans that go there, there's a history of its mythical qualities. Started off by Bill Shankly, carried on by others. How do you think you've been able to forge this special bond that you have with the fans? Because it isn't given to all managers that they have this following that becomes a big part of the success of the team.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's all about, if that's possible in Liverpool, then it's mainly about the supporters and about the people and not about me, because they have to deal with me. I'm an individual and they think it's good or not good. I have. If I want to love the Liverpool fans, I have a lot more, a bigger choice. Because there's so many different people and they have to deal with me, with my character and all that stuff. So that's how it is. So I have no clue. That is pure how it always is in life. It's luck or coincidence that it fits so well, but it is a proper fit. But it's all about the performance of the boys. I could be the most funny guy in the world. If the boys would not play good football, nobody would laugh about my jokes. That's my life. And that's how it is. So it's all about the boys. It's always about the boys. They have to deliver whatever information I give them. If they don't take it, no chance. And the group of players we have here is so special. If I have to, since Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning, if I have to find a very short description for the group, I would say it's only pain. That's how they went through the season. It was always pain, it was always hard, it was always difficult, but it's only pain. Let's carry on.
In Wolves, your final opponent, you can hardly have more difficult opposition because they're better against the top 6 sides than they are the bottom 6. They're better when they have less possession. They play with proper wing backs. And they really are a talented team away from home.
Oh, yeah, generally talented team, yeah. But of course, it's a big challenge when you are developing. Then you create one style of play, what you obviously did, and then immediately in the Premier League you realize the other one is not on the same level. So like creating, having possession, passing around, but they are not bad in that as well. They have Moutinho in midfield, Ruben Neves in midfield, whoever plays with the boys there, they change a bit, they don't go, whoever. That's just quality. But what they have, the quality is big. But what they have, they created really a style of play where everybody signs in. All the players want to be part of that style of play. So they could play, I think that's pretty rare, but I think apart from 2 or 3 games, they played exactly the same 3 players in the last line. The whole year, it's unbelievable. So that's really rare. And they have good spirit, good match plan. It's just good. And so that makes them, obviously. Yeah, but now we don't play the first time against a team who's really good in counter-attacks. So if we have, when we play, then that's normal, that we have to take care for that. And that's what we will do, and for sure. But how I said, 3 days until we have to play. Until then, we will be prepared, I'm sure.
Thank you, Carl.
No, we've not touched on this for a while, but as it's the last league game of the season, I'm just wondering, is this going to be the last time that Anfield sees the likes of Daniel Sturridge and Alberto Moreno?
I don't know. We will see. So, obviously, both ending contract. Yeah, finished. Yeah, I cannot make that sign. The other side of the camera. Wow. It's possible, but we will see. Nothing. I can say. My favorite answer would be I don't talk about contracts and things like this. When they have still a contract, right? So I don't talk about contracts, even if they finish after the season. Nothing to say really. It's not the time for these things. But the only important thing in this moment is that the players know and we know. Yeah, not the rest of the world.
Anything else, Carl?
Yeah, just on the Champions League and getting to the final, obviously great celebration and everything. Do you have some sympathy with the fans who are now scrambling to get tickets because they're only 60,000?
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. I always thought the worst thing is what petrol stations are doing when the holiday time starts. So when they increase out of the blue, all of a sudden the prices. But obviously, travel agencies and hotels are not silly. Yeah, it's difficult. But I think with Madrid, even it's expensive. That's clear, unbelievably expensive. But at least it's not another part of the world. But going to Baku in a European League final, that's really funny. I think obviously these guys who make the decisions, I don't know what they have for breakfast really when they do it, because it's just, how can you, last year we go to Kiev, which is a wonderful city, but that a Russian team or a team from that part of the world will be involved is not really likely. So then you go there and everybody has to prepare. Now obviously Madrid has to be prepared for, I don't know, 200,000 English fans. They knew before that it could happen. If Ajax would be in, yeah, there would be a few more Dutch, I can imagine that. So and now at Baku I have no clue how to go there, if there's any regular flight at all. So, and how that's, how I say, we meet in these, it's, these decisions, they must be much more sensible, much more reasonable. It's just, it looks like, and responsible for especially, I don't know how they do it, but and maybe there's kind of in the cities they get the final, I don't know, they have to make kind of a price cut before to agree to something that it will be not more than this in a specific category. I heard now a room which you can get usually for £100 is, it's now 2,700. It's just crazy. So yeah, what can I say? I sympathize a lot with that. Yeah, of course.
Okay, just add on to David, anything from you? Neil, anything from you? Just finish with broadcasters NZ, and then we'll go to English.
Jürgen, of course, the fans on the panel, they will be supporting Liverpool at Anfield, but they will be keeping an eye on what's happening at Brighton and City. They will express their feelings, of course, whether it's positive or negative. Do you worry that might affect the game in any shape?
No, that's completely normal. That's completely normal. I would say maybe a little advice is maybe our supporters shouldn't celebrate the result at Brighton until it's before it's 3-0 for Brighton, and 87 or 88 minutes played. All the rest is only an information, nothing else. So our people are so smart. They did so well over the year. It's unbelievable. But that's life, and we will not. I don't know. Say it's not allowed or whatever. We are human beings, so react to whatever you want. But the best thing would be to be really in our game, because that's the only game we have really influence on.
Ingrid, anything for TV2?
Yeah, you say that it's only about pain, and after the Barcelona match, you spoke about the mentality of giants of your players. What other parts makes them, giants of mentality? Because it's been very impressive how the players have coped with everything this season.
The readiness to deal with difficulties, to deal with problems in a game. That's how it is, because we have a specific plan for a game, and then it never works out 100%, and then you have to stick to the plan. Then it's really important. So the relationship between us is got better and better and better and better because of what we said, our own experiences, what we did together, what we wanted to do, how we dealt with the moments when it was not that beautiful and all that stuff. So the boys did really an unbelievable consistent job, and being consistent is the most difficult things in life, when football as well, because there are a lot of good footballers out there, but to show your quality week in and week out is that's the most important thing to be really successful, and that was the biggest step obviously we did so far. So the boys were a lot of times really happy during a week. It's like, but there was never a moment when I had to tell them, come on, now calm down, now information again. So they were always in the right moment there again. So that's how it is. But how can we get 94 points until this point, and with having a random group of players? We don't have that. We have a really special group, and that's why we are where we are. But there's still two very important games to play, and one of them is on Sunday, and we need exactly the same again. And if we can do that, then we have a chance to win the game. If we have a chance, we should do it.
Okay. And then Fred from
Jürgen, I'm just curious to know how it was for you to watch Tottenham and Ajax, because I guess you were still full of adrenaline from Tuesday night.
Adrenaline is not 24 hours. It doesn't stay. It's not like Cokes. I don't know.
But then you sit to watch probably potential next opponent in the Champions League, and then you have another big entertaining football match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was brilliant. Congratulations to Pochettino. It was brilliant, unbelievable. I would have said, but to be honest, what Ajax did in the whole campaign is just incredible, unbelievable. So I would say in the game, in the final now, are the two teams with who showed biggest heart in the whole competition. I would say the most talented group is out in the semi-final, because Ajax, age group wise and stuff like that, so many wonderful players running there around, and they had to pay a price a little bit for the intensity of the game and for the good decisions Maurizio didn't have time. So bringing on Llorente obviously was a master strike, and then having direction in the game and all that stuff, so they changed it completely. And that's football on the other hand side as well. So first half, I watched the game obviously, and because of the problems around, we have the same problems in family and friends, so booking hotels and stuff like that for the final. Obviously, it's for all us the same. And then my son told me probably the Ajax fans start now booking during half time, because each minute can be decisive price-wise. So, and yeah, that's it. That's football. So the reaction was brilliant, and yeah, was outstanding. What Tottenham did, to be honest, that we have 3 weeks time to get angry on them again until we play them. But for that night, I really thought they deserved it, and was a big one.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations.